Because I know if I was not in the mattress business for all these years, that I would feel that way.
Welcome back to the Healthy Sleep Podcast. We're your hosts, John and David. We're brothers, owners and operators here at MattressGrove. And this podcast is all about living a healthier life through a great night's sleep. In each episode, we dive into personal experiences, helpful tips about how to fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up truly refreshed. And today we're going to talk about the shopper's experience and why it's so overwhelming and confusing.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to be a great episode today because I can relate, and I think everybody listening can relate. I mean, have you ever been shopping for mattresses and laid on 25 different mattresses, left the store still confused? That's a lot, right?
That's a lot.
I mean, have you ever heard crazy terms like hybrid or orthopedic or cooling or NASA foam or free this or free that and just didn't know what it all meant?
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever shopped for mattresses and felt like pressure to make a purchase like right now and you weren't ready to make that purchase? Because I mean, right now for such an important thing for your health is not always the best choice. Have you ever felt that way? Because I know if I was not in the mattress business for all these years, that I would feel that way for
No
sure.
doubt about it.
So we want to dive into why these terms are what they are, why you're hearing these things, and why you are so overwhelmed and confused. People are. Our industry it creates that. It creates it for a lot of reasons, and so that's one reason why David and I are wanting to talk about it today, so that we can help everybody get through some of these terms and make the mattress experience, buying, shopping experience, not overwhelming, but actually a pleasant experience. It should be fun.
So what are some of the major things that you're hearing from people? What is causing them so much confusion and overwhelming?
Yeah, golly, I was talking to a lady, Pam. She called last week on the Call John and David line, and she told me, she told me a lot of things, but her problem and confusion was that she had just bought a mattress in Michigan, an expensive mattress. She said a very high-end expensive mattress, and it only, was supposed to last her for many years, a decade or longer, right. And it only lasted her for less than a year. So she was very, very upset, and she actually came across us because she was just Googling, handmade, locally sourced materials and local owners, and then when our number popped up, she gave us a call. Right. But she was sharing these things that she was confused because she didn't understand all these terms, and she felt pressured, and she bought this mattress. Right. And so she was very upset, and so she just got burned. That was her term. She said, I got burned, and I'm not going to get burned again. And she said, so I wanted to call you guys. I saw one of your mattresses. She was down in South Carolina, and she wanted to make sure she wasn't going to get burned again. And so she was so she was more concerned about the quality of the mattress, because obviously she said the components that she was told it had all of these great components, great support, and it had great support for less than a year.
Yeah.
Sad.
That is sad. That should not happen. I mean, especially I believe that she thought she was buying a brand, which brand means bigger, not necessarily better.
Right.
Again, it goes back to trusting who you're buying from, and getting into finding out more about that. But I've heard some similar stories for sure.
Yeah, have you heard any stories? I mean, I mentioned on the intro about the different marketing terms. Have you heard heard anything? What are you hearing about using these terms?
Every call I get is confused about what is memory foam and how much do you need, and then cooling. what is cooling? Well, there's we could go into it. There's about 7 or 8 different ways to apply cooling, but also there's levels of coolness that are applied as well. So all these things are important, but you got to know how much you're getting.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part. And people are like, well, this one has cooling, this one has memory foam, then this one also has this and that has that. And I'm like, but it has all those features? I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's still how much? But it doesn't have any that benefit you. So those are the pieces where, you start to dive in and try to figure out exactly what is going to benefit you and what you need for your sleep and how to apply it. There's other ways to apply it other than just being with your mattress. You
Sure.
can get sheets that you can, change your room temperature to help with temperature regulation and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different ways. And again, that's why it's really good to talk to somebody so that you can dive into what is really going to benefit you and how these features on the mattress, will they benefit you? They sound like they will.
Sure.
But there's orthopedic is one of the terms that's used.
Oh, yeah.
Organic
Yep.
is one that's used all the time to help people think that they're getting a safer mattress when you buy from a reputable, United States based company, you're going to get a safe mattress.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I mean, there's regulations and stuff for U.S. manufacturers that make that safe for you. But, so there's a lot of different pieces of that puzzle that can really confuse you.
And that's not good. Yeah. And that's, again, we've been part of that. I mean, we've been part of it in our industry, because this is our industry, but that's why we want to have this conversation. Right. I mean, because every brand, says, oh, we got the best support. Oh, we got the best service. Oh, we got the best warranty, but it goes back to just, who are you buying from?
Right.
Who are you buying from and can you trust them? And, so those are the main things that we would share is, can you talk to, and when we say who you buying from, are you, who you buying from in the store,
right.
even the retail store, and then who are you buying from as far as the manufacturer? Because if you can't talk to, somebody higher up in the business, in the company,
right.
I think that's a big deal is being able to talk to owners, and that's why we make ourselves available. Matter of fact, my phone's ringing right now. It's probably somebody calling me right now, but hey, I'll call them right back.
Call them right back.
Yep, I promise you, we'll call you. The only time we don't answer is if we're podcasting
or sleeping,
or we're sleeping. That's right, because we
sleep
know how
is too important.
We know how important sleep is. That's right.
And getting the message out.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of sleep, you sleep good? You doing good?
I did actually. I got a great night's sleep. So
awesome.
Again, it was one of those nights where there was a hockey game last night, so I had to watch that.
Yep.
But so I stayed up a little bit later. But I woke up at my normal time this morning, and man, I hit the ground running and happy. So
awesome.
Good day, great day.
Great day.
You had to have a good night's sleep.
Oh yeah, man, I slept good. I got 94 last night on my iWatch. Woo!
Mine didn't tell me that. I don't have mine on.
Yeah, you have yours. Yeah, no, I slept good. I didn't get as many hours as I'd like to get.
Right.
I got up at the same time I get up, but I went to bed a little later because I had to watch the Canes, baby, Hurricanes rolling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, rolling.
Absolutely.
But anyway, no, did good. Now I can't say that I did good earlier in the week. I had some just didn't sleep so well.
Yeah.
So we're definitely not perfect. I totally get it, but I do know one thing. I do love to get in my mattress. I love to get in there every night, and I get to sleep almost. Now I go to sleep quick, but I don't always stay asleep. Sometimes I wake up because that old brain. Yeah. That brain is spinning, and I've got all the answers at 2:30 in the morning, and then I don't have them at 5. But anyway, that's enough of that. So going back, so again, if I put myself in the buyer's shoes, trying to figure out, and if I walked into one of these random stores, in particular, mattress stores, and saw this big sea of mattresses. I mean, there's 48, 50, 60, 80, 100. Some stores have over 100 mattresses. 100%, I'd be overwhelmed. I mean, there's no way that, I just can't. I wouldn't be able to look. I wouldn't be able to buy anything. Yeah. I mean, but then somebody would force me, or they'd be having a sale or whatever, and force me into a purchase, which would be bad.
Yeah, and also, I mean, how do you really take care of a customer, a consumer that's coming in to buy a mattress, if you have this sea of mattresses, and you kind of go back to what kind of is been working for you. I show this bed because it's easier to sell, instead of what are your needs, and then direct you to what this needs, because nobody can understand 100 mattresses. I don't understand 100 mattresses.
No.
What all that is.
We don't even make 100 different mattresses.
Can't do it. I mean, it's crazy.
We make a lot, but we don't make 100.
Yeah, exactly. And so, again, it goes back to, especially think about if you narrow it down to a price point and you have 7 or 8 models sitting there that you're trying to determine between them, which is too many also.
Right.
And so, this one has cooling, and this one has memory foam, or this one has latex, or this one has this, and you start looking at it and you go, well, golly, which one had which? Which one was cool? Which one wasn't? And it really comes down to knowing your body, knowing what you need most, and making sure that mattress feels really comfortable.
Yep.
And so, and then it goes back to some of the things you mentioned, knowing who you're buying from, what the store is, and then the brand itself. Because again, it goes back to bigger brands don't mean bigger or better; they mean bigger. And so, somebody that you can actually talk to and trust, reach out and make sure that you're getting good information.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. I had a call yesterday from Jack, and he was asking me. He was giving me some of his frustrations. Things like, again, the sales, because we just came off of Memorial Day, and he was saying that he felt pressured, and so he ended up not purchasing. That's why he ended up giving us a shout, giving us a call. But his frustration was just what we're talking about, but mainly, do I buy the mattress that's on sale for $800 off this weekend only,
right?
Or do I buy the mattress that gives free sheets, or do I buy the mattress that gives a free mattress protector? He's going through all these things. He said, and one mattress even had like a adjustable bed base that was for free, and he was just totally confused. He said, so he didn't do anything. And so, he felt the pressure. He also mentioned finance, and he said all these things are confusing to him, because why can they offer these things just during certain times, and they can't offer them all the time? And so we talked about it, and I from a manufacturer standpoint, and being in the industry as long as I've been in it, I tried to explain it to him and told him that that's the industry. Obviously these brands that are doing this have it built in. When you hear free, I mean, we all should know that free is not free.
Free is not free.
Yeah, there's no such thing as free. I mean, the marketing that goes into these brands, these big brands, as you say, it has to come out somewhere. So it comes out of the product. And same thing with if you're giving away free pillows and sheets and whatever. Just give me the mattress free, and I'll be happy.
Yeah. Just give me a free mattress.
I mean,
well, you won't be happy because you won't get a good mattress.
That's right. And then you got to get rid of it and send it to the landfill, which isn't a whole nother thing. But he was just sharing these things with me, and I did my best to explain to him that that's just part of our industry. And so he was like, well, should I wait till the next sale? And he said, when will that be? I said, well, in our business, it's President's Day, Memorial Day, July 4th, and Labor Day is pretty much the big sale days. And we made a conscious pact to we have a sale every day, because we don't mark up our product, so that we don't have that. We don't have sales.
You deserve a great night's sleep tonight.
Right. Exactly.
So why wait?
Yeah.
Don't wait.
That's right.
Don't wait.
That's right. That's right. And so that's how we see things. Is we see it differently.
Yep.
But that being said, if you feel like that you need to buy from one of these big brands, and you don't mind paying that extra that you're paying for, then wait till July 4th.
Yeah.
I mean, and hopefully you can survive. When health's on the line, I wouldn't wait another day. I'd get a good mattress, today if because
Yeah.
it's all about health.
Yeah.
I mean, if I don't get a good night's sleep, well, you told me I was. Yeah, the other day when I didn't sleep good, well, you told me, hey
that's
man,
right.
you're grumpy, you're slumpy, and
were.
you're hangry. One or the other.
Yep.
Get something to eat.
Yep.
John, go get something to eat. But anyway, that so that was a great phone call with Jack. And I enjoyed it, and we sent him back to a retailer in his area, and
Very happy.
Yeah.
And I've had calls like that too. It's just it's amazing that our industry is so confusing and overwhelming that it is. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do, and it's hard to figure out where to go to get good information. So that's why we want to make ourselves available to you, through our phone number 336-280-0077, because call John and David. We're here for you, and that's we want to hear from you for two reasons. One is we want to try to help. We also want to understand what difficulties you're having so that we can do our part in the industry to make it better. So we do listen, and we do also share. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's trying to help you live a healthier life.
Yeah. Because most people, they're not afraid of buying a mattress. I mean,
Right.
Nobody's afraid of buying a mattress, but we're just afraid of making a poor decision. If you hadn't had a great night's sleep, then you may not know this, but if you had a great night's sleep, it fixes everything.
Yep.
We talk about health being the three-legged stool. You got to have great sleep, got to have great. You're just supposed to eat good and supposed to exercise.
Right.
But we know what's most important is sleep.
Sleep.
The other
By
two,
far.
yes, the other two you can kind of halfway do them, but just think about it. You can go a day without drinking water. You can go a day without eating. But if you go a day without sleeping, it's a big problem.
Miserable.
And if you go multiple days, people fast and do things like that.
Then it becomes
real
bad.
Yeah, it becomes really, really bad.
Your body shuts down completely.
It will. Yeah, it will. So anyway, you totally agree with that. And I believe that everybody feels that way. We're not afraid of buying a mattress, right? I mean, we're just
buy it. Yeah.
just making the wrong decision.
Yeah.
So again, and that's give us a call. We're definitely here to help. What are some questions that would be good for consumers to ask? I mean, what for people to ask when they go in and shopping for a mattress.
Yeah, I think a lot of the helpful questions are like we've talked about, who are you buying from, what store, what's the store's history, the brand, what brand are you buying, and what's their history, how long have they been in business, stuff like that. I'm trying to think of some other.
What
really good
about
questions.
because in today's world, there's bed in a box that might be coming from overseas, or it could be made here,
Right.
but it could be sitting in a warehouse somewhere. I mean, it'd be good to ask when the mattress is going to be made. Is it made specifically for me?
Absolutely, because that would eliminate a lot of things. When's the mattress when is my mattress going to be made? Because if it's shipping from overseas, check the law tag, see how old that mattress was, because the law tag will tell you. It tells you the manufacturer's date.
Where can I find that law tag?
It's usually at the head of the mattress. There's usually a seam, and it's usually sewn in there. It's a white tag, and it's that. Don't remove law tag.
Oh,
you can remove it after you buy it, but please keep a hold of it because it does matter to your warranty. But again, it
has the date, the make date,
manufacturer's date on it, who made it, where it was made. So those are all things that are really important to giving you the information. Now, obviously, you've already got the mattress at home at that point,
right.
But it validates what they said, and how they said it, or but that's a really important one, so that you know that mattress wasn't sitting on the shelf for a while.
Some other things, again, I think, people that have bought mattresses and are happy, they tell me, that they are allowed to take their time. Take their time. If you're trying a mattress in a store, lay on it. Don't just bounce on it for 30 seconds. If somebody's over you, laying over, or talking over you or standing over you, ask them. Hey, can you back? Just give me 5 or 10 minutes to try these mattresses out. That way, you can lay on the mattress the way you sleep.
Yeah, definitely. To get in your position.
Get in your position.
Your fall sleep position.
Right. That's right.
Yep. And then and again, if you have your spouse with you, have them lay down in their sleep position. try not to make the salesperson uncomfortable, but hey, if you got to make them uncomfortable,
Spoon
get
if
in
you
your
have to.
position.
That's right.
And so you sleep position, and then what happens is that you start to feel the mattress, and the mattress starts to, you start to feel what your body's going to feel from the mattress.
Right. So focus on that.
Spend some time there. Focus on your body, and that, to your point, if that salesperson or somebody standing real close to you, over you, you're not going to be comfortable. You're not going to focus on your body.
Right.
So you need to really sit back and relax. And that has a lot to do with trust of the store that you're in.
Yep.
If you're in an uncomfortable situation, uncomfortable place, you're really not going to make a good decision.
No,
So-
and that's where I think most people tell me that's where they end up just think about it. They tell me they might be shopping. Hey, honey, let's go shop for a mattress today.
Yep.
They start at 10 a.m. and they shop 4 or 5 or whatever stores they can, and then they end up buying a mattress at the last store, whether it was the best mattress for them or not, because they're tired and worn out. I've had so many people call and tell me that's what they do.
Yeah.
Which is just it's a terrible thing to happen for the consumer. It's great for that last mattress store or the furniture store, but it's not good for the consumer, because you are because now you've compromised.
Right.
Honey, I don't know. I can't remember. This one will do.
Well, have you ever been really, really hungry and had a bad meal? I don't remember a bad meal when I was real hungry.
Not real hungry.
It makes the food so much better when I'm hungry.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
There's never been a bad hamburger when we came off a week-long backpacking trip.
That's right. But I will say that hamburger was probably not as good as a salad would have been for my next 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, that's right.
Or my next doctor's appointment when he said, "Hey, your cholesterol level's a little high."
That's exactly right.
So.
And that hamburger probably wouldn't have been as good if we would have eaten it before we went on the trip. But you're right. Yeah, there's no question.
So don't get worn out. Relax and try to enjoy the experience in the mattress to make the right choice. So definitely take your time.
Yeah, I think if there's one takeaway, make sure you're not buying marketing. Don't buy marketing terms. Yes, there are terms, and you're going to see them in there, and they're bright lights. Cooling, 10% cooling, 20% cooling. They're all marketing terms.
What are some of the signs that people are telling you that share that is what they're starting to lean towards and buy? Is when what are some of those signs that a consumer can feel as they're buying a marketing term or a marketing situation?
Yeah, I mean, and it's a great question. I mean, the terms, I mean, they work. If they didn't work, they wouldn't be spending hundreds of millions and billions of dollars on these terms. So, anytime I think, if you get excited about one of them or whatever, and I got to have a cooling. And when you talk about cooling, because it's easy to talk about. These other ones, they're a little bit more difficult to talk about. I got to have a cooling mattress because I'm going through the change in life, or I'm going to get a cooling mattress because I sleep hot. Right. I'm a man, I sleep hot. There's if you don't buy a mattress just on that marketing term, make sure that the mattress gives you that great support and gives you the spinal alignment. When you lay on a mattress, that you feel relaxed, not your muscles still aren't tense. So anytime I think that you're trying to make that compromise for that term, then I think that's when we tend to it's going to be a mistake. Buy the mattress that gives you the greatest support and greatest feel. I mean, if you want a cooling, if you want, for example, cooling is easy because you could buy sheets or you could buy a mattress protector. You can buy a cooling pillow.
Add it to anything.
You can buy anything. But support, you can't add support to the mattress, the bad mattress that you bought that doesn't have good support.
Well, I remember a gentleman, Steve, he was telling me about a situation where he was looking for a cooling mattress and they brought him to this one. He was just like, well, that's really not the one I want, but and they were like, touch it. And so he put his hand on it. He's like, man, that is cool. Mm-hmm. And so he was just kind of sitting there going, man, I mean, I can feel it. This was a while back. And so he was like, this is great technology. It's amazing. It was the only bed in the whole store that had it. And he was just like, man, I think I'm going to take this mattress home. And come to find out, they had taken that mattress and put it underneath the air conditioning vent.
Yep.
To keep the mattress cool, and he never really did lay on it. It goes back to taking time and lay on it, because if the cooling, it feels cool, but once you lay on it, if that cooling isn't still there, it's not working.
Right.
It's just it may have some. I'm not going to say it doesn't have any, but it may just have enough to say it has cooling.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
but
absolutely.
it doesn't work for you.
Yep.
So,
yep.
And Steve he was mad. He
yeah,
was
mad. Absolutely, he was mad. Yeah, no, that was not a good
kind
situation.
Of false
for him.
advertising.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
again,
it's marketing.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, anytime you feel that the term, the term means more than the mattress.
Yeah.
But do your homework. But again, and we're here. I mean, Dave and I do this podcast, to help give information to you to help you just have a better life.
That's right.
Better sleep. I mean, it's Healthy Sleep Podcast, and we really appreciate you guys. Again, we're third generation mattress makers here in Greensboro, North Carolina, and we're so excited about our products, about what we do, and just about helping. And it's not all about our products. It's about helping you get a better night's sleep. And it could be on another product. We don't have a problem with that at all. And but we're happy to have those conversations.
That's
So give us a call anytime, or you go to mattressgrove.com.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can find a lot of answers there. Our number will pop up.
Yep.
And
our pictures.
And our beautiful pictures. That's right. Our beautiful pictures. You guys see enough of us if you watch us on YouTube. But if you're not watching us on YouTube and you're listening to us on any of the Apple or any of the different podcast networks, we appreciate it. Thank you very, very much.
Absolutely.
It means a lot to us. And just make sure you're subscribing so you'll know when our next one comes out.
Yeah, that's right.
In a week or so. We're going to keep.
There will be more.
There will be more. Yep, absolutely.
We've got a lot of information to share.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And gather.
Absolutely. Yep. So keep calling us,
Yep.
man. We're getting a lot of calls now, and we really appreciate that. It's a lot to take in, and but man, every single call we get, we love, and we learn something from it. And so keep calling us. And, again, if you know somebody that might be able to benefit from this, somebody's getting ready to buy a mattress, or somebody's had a problem with buying mattresses, send them this podcast.
Yep, share it.
Yeah, share the podcast with them. And, so hopefully it'll help them. And they may just thank you.
They will thank you. I promise you.
So until next time,
get better sleep.
Get better sleep. Let's go.